Welcome, students, to class. Today is the second lesson of the Beyond the Hustle Masterclass. And the focus for today's class is building financial discipline from day one. Everybody knows that it's good to build financial discipline into your business. It allows you to see whether you're making profits or not. But the challenge for a lot of entrepreneurs is starting that from day one. Immediately you start the business, you need to build financial discipline into the business. And the topmost reason from research that most startups collapse is that they don't understand the need for financial discipline. And it entails a lot of things that I'm going to run you through. But before that, let me share a story from a story that I focus on in the book, or that I share in the book Beyond the Hustle. Is a real life story of a company called Dija. And Dija is a foodstuffs grocery company in Ghana. They buy foodstuffs, they supply to people in their homes. Very, very great service. And the CEO of Dija shared this story, and I'll read it for you. After a series of hard lessons, I made two decisions that I now believe were pivotal in saving my business and positioning it for long-term success. The first was financial separation. I opened a dedicated mobile money account for the business and made it a strict rule that no personal expenses, no matter how small, will be deducted from that account. This simple act of discipline gave me clarity. I could finally see the true performance of the business, whether I was turning a profit, where the leakages were, and what needed to change. And it's a habit that I recommend to every entrepreneur. Without financial clarity, decision making becomes a game of guesswork. And from this story, what she's trying to say is this: building financial discipline from day one helps a startup to stay lean, track profitability, and avoid costly surprises. Because when you actually know what you are making in the business, it allows you to make very prudent decisions on what the business can afford and what it cannot afford. It ensures informed decision making, controls spending, and prepares the business for growth or funding. A great idea can fail without a great idea can fail without it due to poor cash flow and unmonitored financial risks. Many business owners confuse sales with profits. The business can be generating significant revenues but turning a loss. And I want to hammer on this. Your sales revenue is not your profit. Let me state that again. When you start a business, there are costs to the business. There are costs that you incur as you run the business. And so all that you are selling should cover your cost of production, and it should also cover the recurring costs that come with the business. Okay, so as you are selling the product, when the revenues come in, it is very possible that a lot of people are purchasing your product, or a lot of people are supporting or patronizing your service, but you may very well be making a loss. And I've had a lot of entrepreneurs that say, oh, but I'm selling a lot. Oh, I'm running out. People are all over me buying the product. And so I believe the business is profitable. No. A business can have very good revenues, income coming in from sales, or people paying for the service, but you could be running at a loss. And I'll explain why. Let's look at Mike McCalloway's theory. He said, instead of the traditional formula where sales minus expense equals profit, let's flip it around. And I want you to practice that if you're an entrepreneur. Now make it sales minus profit should be equal to expenses. This forces you to take the profit first and operate the business from what is left. Okay, so once you sell the item, you will need to take out your profits, and then what is left is what can be used for your expenses. So you take out your cost of production, you are left with, let's say you sold the item for 50 cedis. You are left with 10 cedis after you take out your cost of production, which is what you use to generate the product. The 10 cedi left is your profit. Okay, so in this case, you take out your 10 first, and then 40 that is left is what you are now going to reinvest in the business to generate more products. I hope we are clear. So by the time the month comes to an end, you see, this is my friend, and this happens a lot with businesses that have recurring expenditure. For example, you're a dressmaker, you keep buying fabric for your, if you're not careful, you keep plowing back, you get the you sell the product, you go and buy more fabric, you sell the product, you buy more product. So at the end of the day, you are not sure how much you have made. You have sold a lot, people have patronized your service, but you can't even decide whether or know whether you made a profit or loss. I encourage you, whatever you sell, after you have calculated and known that this is what it cost me to produce the item, take out your profit and put it in another account. Allocate a fixed percentage of income to profit first. And let's even work it back. Before you decide how much you are going to sell the product, you should have decided what profit you want to make on the product. Okay, so in deciding how much to sell your product, you take a lot of things into account. You take what your fixed costs, your variable costs, all of that, and you realize that to be able to create this product is going to cost me 20 cedis. The question you should ask yourself is, for the time that I'm putting in, for the effort, the opportunity cost of that money, if I even go and buy treasury bills, which is almost a risk-free asset, is going to make me 22%. Then what is the point in creating a product you will sell and realize that you only made 5%? The opportunity is, it's not beneficial. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your resources. So once you have put all your costs together, determine that on this product, I want to make 10% profit. The question I believe you ask me is, but what if everybody else is selling at this price? If I decide I want to make 30%, it may take me beyond my competition. Okay, and that is a real question. That is a good question to ask. My answer will be this: well, you could decide that you'll be at par with the competition, and it's going to make you a certain percentage, but the volume that you are going to churn out within the month would give you more in terms of percentage than if you had just invested in a risk-free asset. I hope you understand me. If you produce 100 items, you may be making a certain percentage, but you will turn around that 100 within a week, and so you will make another 20%. You will turn it again within a week, you will make another 20%. So at the end of the day, it makes you more in terms of percentages than you would have done if you invested in a risk-free asset. All right, but if you take all of that and it's still making you less than what you would have made if you had put the money in a riskless investment, then it is not worth your time. Then that business, the opportunity cost of that business is not worth your while. All right, so you decide how much you want to make and you put that percentage on the item. Another thing I want to bring to your attention, sometimes the kind of packaging that you give the product, the way you position the product would allow you to sell higher than the competition is selling. So if you decide how much you want to make, there are innovative ways to go around ensuring that you are able to charge a certain value that will give you the profits that you are looking for. What are the key learning points for today? Separate personal and business finances immediately. Okay, don't kid yourself. I mean, somebody, you may just be sitting and say, oh, I need money to go and buy this. Oh, let me take money from here, I'll put it back, and it may never go back. Or you have some personal expenses to make or your mobile money and you just send it and, it's eating into the business. You will not see the real value of your business. And when you don't see the real value of your business, you will be blindsided. You will sit there thinking, oh, this business is profitable, it is viable, it is taking my time, my energy, my resources. But at the end of the day, it becomes a statistic. It will burn out, it will fail before it has a chance to grow. Number two, Understand fixed costs and variable costs. Let me break it down. Your fixed costs are costs that you have incurred that are fixed. I don't know which other word to use, but you can't change it. So whether you produce one item or you produce 100 items, that cost remains the same. Okay, what are some examples of fixed costs? Rent is fixed cost. Once you rent the place to produce your products, or once you have bought cameras for your photography business, whether you take one picture or you take 100 pictures, the cost of the camera remains the same. Okay, why is this important? It is important because you will have to pay for that fixed cost as an expense before you can turn a profit. So if your rent is high, what it means is that you have to generate enough revenues and enough profits to be able to cover your rent. Otherwise, your business is doomed to fail. So again, it informs how you start your business. If you don't want to load your fixed costs at the point where you are starting the business. It's very nice to have a plush office, to have a beautiful shop in East Legon or in some place in Accra. People will realize and see that your business is there and all of that. But if you look at the fixed cost and you look at how long it's going to take you to cover your fixed costs, it may not be profitable for you to do that. Okay, so you may want to start the business from your garage or from the boot of your car, or you have to go online just so that you minimize your fixed costs. Because whether you like it or not, whether you sell or not, those costs remain the same. Then you have your variable costs, and these are the costs that keep changing depending on the size of your production or on the size of your operation or how much you are doing. Some of these variable costs, for example, would include, labor costs. The more you engage, the more people you have to pay. Some of these variable costs will be the cost of raw materials for your production. Okay, so the more you are producing, the more raw materials you have to buy. With those ones, there's a direct link to your profitability. And so for a lot of us, before a business can be very profitable, because whatever you are making on a product is significant, but because of the huge fixed costs, it's looking like it's a lost business. When that happens, you will need to relook at your fixed costs again and make a decision whether you are cutting back or you are producing more so that it leverages out, it pans out the fixed cost. Number 3, track cash flow weekly, not just monthly. So every week you have to look at your cash flow. What am I going to spend? What am I expecting in? How much am I paying for this and for that and for this and for that? Once you do that weekly, it puts you on your toes, because you realize that if I don't deliver a certain volume, I am going to make a loss at the end of the month. And so it keeps you on your toes. Avoid unnecessary debt in early stages. Debt can be from a bank. You can borrow money from a friend. You can load on products from your supplier. They are all forms of debt. Okay, avoid debt, unnecessary debt in the beginning. That machine may be super, but looking at the current customer base that you have, buying that machine at that point will just load your expenditure, and you may have borrowed. And the thing with debt is this: the person will take their money, the people will take their money. It puts pressure on you. It puts pressure on you as a business owner. You cannot sleep at night because you are fearful that if that debt is not paid, there's a lot of embarrassment and all of that. So if you can go low on debt, just bootstrap, just keep going, and then slowly build up organically. Number 4, have a basic profit margin target and pricing model. I've explained that already. Decide how much you want to make. And then finally, build a 3-month emergency fund for your business. And this tip is very important. Okay, if you are a business, make sure that there's an emergency fund, and this emergency fund can be one that can take care of your salary payments, buying raw materials. Somebody unfortunately gets an accident on the job, and you have to pay for something. all the time, if you're a business owner, to have financial freedom, to make sure that your business doesn't stop and it runs, build up a 3-month emergency fund. That is to say that if you don't sell anything for 3 months, your business has to run. If you fall sick for 3 months and you can't do all the things that you are doing, your business has to run. Today's lesson has been understanding and building a financial plan for your business from day one. Don't wait till it grows. Start at the foundation level. I hope this has been useful. Follow us, subscribe for more of these lessons. I try to keep it very simple. I'm available if you want to connect with me. If you want a lot more support for your small business, you can connect with me, leave a review, get in touch, and we'll come. And follow us on all our handles, BT Hustle GH, and you will not miss any of these lessons that I bring your way. Until the next class, keep growing beyond the hustle. Wait, before you go, let me introduce you to the Mesh Business Suite. The Mesh Business Suite is a powerful digital hub designed to support micro, small, and medium enterprises in Ghana to grow and succeed. When you sign on to the Mesh Business Suite, you can get help to register and formalize your business, organize all your documents in one place, get help with accounting and bookkeeping, which is a headache, access funding, and connect with potential investors. You also receive expert business advice and training. You get to network with other businesses in the hub, enjoy enhanced market access. You see, thousands of entrepreneurs are already using the Mesh app to grow stronger, smarter businesses. Join them today. Go to meshsuite.com or call 0303955801. Mesh Business Suites, your business made better.